Thank you to Trace3 for making this possible for us Outliers, but also for everybody in the room. So one more applause for Trace3. Okay, I still got a little time, right? Okay, I don't see a hook. And there's no clock down here either. So anyway, I'm truly honored to represent my team, the San Francisco Giants, and the San Francisco Giants IT team here on the stage tonight. And it's particularly humbling for me to follow some of the outliers before me. And it started for me, and I don't know when the first outlier was, but the first one that I knew of was Tony Koba. And Tony is a good friend of mine with the Miami Heat. And he was the 2013 Outlier Award winner, and he is also the founding member of a very special club. The club only has 2 members, and that is the club of CIOs in professional sports who have 3 rings. So I fortunately had the opportunity to join that club recently, so thank you to Tony for that. Chris Laping, who was always sitting over there before, I don't know where he is now, but I think I see somebody raising their hand over there. Looks like Chris. Chris, you're just like Hayes to me, man. You guys inspire the heck out of me. Every time you put a microphone in your hand, man, it's just like E.F. Hutton. Most people don't know. That was a long time ago, this guy, when he talked, everybody would listen. So Chris is like that too. And Chris, you inspire the heck out of me, man. Thank you for that, wherever you are. But Chris, you don't inspire me enough to eat at Red Robin. I actually don't even know if we have Red Robin in Northern California, but that's not your employer anymore. It's okay. But I am, honestly, Chris, your passion for change and enabling change is amazing, and I really do look forward to buying your book later this year. So thank you, Chris. So last but not least among the outliers is Frank Palesi, and I still have that visual in my mind. I mean, Trace3 raises the bar every year, but I'm looking forward to, after this, I think we're all going to the Strip so I can see my face up on that billboard, right? I mean, Frank's face was above Dre's, and I will never forget that, man. It was up there for like at least 10 minutes. I took pictures. Frank, I love you, man, but it's really miraculous that you won last year, I gotta say, because there was some tough competition last year, and you took a chance, man, and I don't know that it was the wisest chance, but in our judging, you confessed. One of the first things you did was you confessed to me that you were a lifelong Yankee fan, and I saw in your video you had a picture, some sort of Yankee picture in your office too, and you didn't edit that out or anything, and you knew that a Giant was judging you, man, and I gotta tell you, man, you just assumed that I could handle the truth. I couldn't handle the truth, so I demerited you, but somehow you still got through. And Frank, though, I'll tell you, man, honestly, though, dude, I've never met anybody who is more passionate about innovation than you, so thank you for that, and thank you for passing the baton on to me this year. Page 2 of 6. So Chris Laping, I think of as a catalyst for change, and Frank, I think of as the ultimate innovator. So I'm reflecting on these guys, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing up here, right? And so I thought about that, and so I did my little, like, what was that thing? That guy Greg who spoke yesterday, something about, what's that thing called? Entitlement? What is it? Essentialism. That's it. Yeah, essentialism. It was a long night last night. I didn't get my fat burger. So with the essentialism, so I went through that exercise, right, getting ready, in hopes that I might win. I was like, okay, what am I going to say? I'm like, so I got a blank sheet of paper, and I said, what could I do if I could do anything? And it's just stayed blank. So then I thought about Hayes, and I was like, man, what if I'm 98 years old and I'm sitting on the couch with my grandkid right next to me, and he's got some sort of weird device, and he's taking selfies of us, and he's asking me to talk about, what was important to me during my life, and what comes to mind. So that time something did come to mind. And it's a quote from a great baseball player. Some would say the greatest baseball player of all time, with all due respect to Willie Mays and his godson, Barry Bonds. Here's the quote: "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." Jackie Robinson. When I was 29 years old, the CFO of the Giants at the time, John Yee, took a chance on me and asked me to come to the Giants and be their CIO. the first CIO the Giants had ever had. 17 seasons later, I still have the same job, pretty much the same office, and I love going to work every day. I work at a ballpark surrounded by people who share my passion. A passion to win, a passion to innovate, and a passion to provide the best possible fan experience for Giants fans at AT&T Park. And with all due respect to Lou Gehrig, I consider myself to be the luckiest man on the face of the earth. So now that I've found, sure, if you bring it on, that's cool, that's cool. Thanks. Okay, Lou Gehrig got a little bit more cheer than that, but I know Frank, he was cheering for Lou Gehrig, so he's there. Okay, so now that I've found my passion, I feel it's really my responsibility to help others find theirs. And I liked what I saw in Mike's video, and I've heard this from Chris too. Chris uses a couple more words. He says people before things or stuff. And Mike's video said put people first. And I like that, so I'm gonna steal it from both you guys if you don't mind. And I like that philosophy. So that's my leadership philosophy, put people first. A life is not important except for the impact that it has on other lives. Thank you all. Here's to finding your passion, and when you do find it, helping others find theirs. Thank you.